So this is an old farm axe that I got from my friend. It has seen its uses. The ends mushroomed out, and it sat in a field at an old olive orchard for a long time, sitting in the dirt. Ready to die, but now it needs a second life. I had a plan for this. I wanted to widen it out a bit, so I beat on it with my homemade power hammer. Then I beat on it with a regular hammer. And I really wanted to expand this thing, and maybe my little forge back there is just not quite hot enough. Maybe my hand's not strong enough, but it's just a huge, thick piece of metal. So I beat onto some more with a different kind of homemade power hammer. And then again, a regular flavored hammer. Wasn't really getting the desired effect that I wanted. So sometimes in life you have an idea and it doesn't work out. And you need to pivot. So we're going to go a different direction here. This is just an old leaf spring. From a trailer, I believe. I welded that in. So we're literally doing what you call bending it around the horn here. That's where the expression comes from. Around the horn is the horn of the anvil. As you can see, my base is not as stable as it could be, but I'm learning. I like this angle coming up here momentarily. There we go. I think this really captures what we're doing. And strange angles, blacksmithing. So I'm cutting off the nose of this just for the proportions that I want. Also, that nose on an axe typically is a hardened steel, and I'm replacing it with a high carbon hardened steel. So although this is a showpiece, it doesn't really matter. But in some way to axe folks, it does kind of matter. And in case of zombies and such, you know. A lot of grinding here. Cannot express to you how much grinding happens in this kind of a process. There is quite a bit behind the scenes that just goes on. Cutting the end here to make our little piece fit. Again, more grinding. I thought about leaving some of the natural pitting on this, but I kind of wanted to take this old axe and just turn it into just a brilliant cube of steel. So see, I'm removing all of the little different odds and ends. They don't look quite as cosmetic, I guess. Lot of this. Lot of grinding. You got an idea of what we're going to see later on here. A little preview. I did end up quenching this. I believe for this kind of a steel, it's about 1575 to 1600 degrees Fahrenheit. Quenched it, and then I also tempered it. The temper might have been changed by the welding. Again, it's a showpiece, but I don't know, the heart of an axe needs to have an end that can be a thing. All right, so tack welding here. Should use MIG welding. Should have used just MIG welding, what I know. Should have properly dried my 7018 rod. We're going to get into that. My welding friends will know. It's that strange camera angle. I'm going to fire the editor. So, a lot of grinding, a lot of grinding. So I know you welders, you're going to see it, and you're going to grill me in the comments. Yeah, looks alright, looks alright. What's with that cell phone camera angle? Who did that? Who didn't catch it in the edit? This is a polishing belt for my 72x2. It's actually a very, very handy tool. Alright, you're going to see it. That side looks good. And welders, grill me in the comments below. Look at all that pitting. You can see it. I can see it. Everybody knows it. So just go ahead. Grill me in the comments below. Do your worst. This is just a simple stencil. Vinyl stencil that you can get off of Amazon. And it's a dragon because, I don't know, a nerd. Dragons are cool. I'm creating a little trough right now. We're going to do a little metal etching. So a little silicone. And we are getting some black tape up here to create or complete the trough. So I'm going to have a sacrificial piece of steel. It's not sitting on our product. It's sitting on some of the silicone. So we're not making metal contact there. That is a DC power supply. Link in the description below. Those are great tools to have in the garage. I'm trying to do some copper plating on one of the dragons to make it kind of a copper dragon, red dragon, whatever. Again, nerdy stuff, but it's fun. And so here it looks good. I'm going to tell you right now, it did not age well. When you polish, buff, and just ambient air, it just does not quite look copper anymore. This side, we're just doing basic metal blue, metal black, whatever you want to call it. Great product right there. Again, just Amazon. I think this one turned out better. Just because of the distinct lines of our little stencil here. And that is metal etched. It's deep. This is just a piece of oak. This is going to be our handle. Did not capture getting the end that goes into the axe, but I captured that part of that. So I did not want to just stain this with some chemical stain. So we blackened with a blowtorch. We're going to sand it down. In a moment, we're going to see some linseed oil. First, we're going to show that I have the fastest cutting hands in the West. This is just some baling wire that I found, I don't remember where, in the dirt. We're going to clean it up and make something neat. I like these kind of projects. You take something that's rusted in the ground and you turn it into something artful, or even functional. Not in this case, again, more of a showpiece. I mean, if the zombie apocalypse happens, this is going to be a go-to, but it's not realistic. This is our final cleaned up product for the baling wire. Or is it final because we're twisting it? And I love this effect. You'll see in a moment, momentarily here. I love this effect when it's wrapped around a handle. It looks good. I think it feels great. A little bit of epoxy here just to set it. And this is how you use your dad's old pliers, like a hammer. That's not what you do. I'm a rock climber. 34 feet of this twisted wire doing this, keeping tension. Still smoked my forearms. Setting this in here. Getting a little bit of epoxy so it'll never come out. Wood glue, push it in. Alright, you know I love y'all. Guys, like, subscribe if you want to see more of this content, or fire the cameraman. Leave some comments below, including about my welding. Guys, I love you guys. Be good to each other. Go out there, create something. This is just fun kind of projects that you can do in your home, your garage. Again, link in the description below for some of the tools that I use, including some basic blacksmithing stuff. So if you want to try any of this madness at home, it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. Using the little rain X here, cleaning it up, and also moisture barrier. If this is going to sit in my house or garage, it won't rust. I never ever did put a final edge on this thing because everybody who sees it wants to handle it. They just want to touch it, handle it, but really it doesn't need to be that sharp because it's an axe.